You know the saying, we're all about facts, not fear, and providing information to keep you and your loved ones safe. That's a long saying, but it's a good one.
You need to get an acronym or something.
Yeah, we got to shorten that a little. Dr. Payal Kohli joins us live again today to answer your questions about the coronavirus. If you've been tuning into DBL, you know she's taken over the show, and we've been talking about the latest headlines. But today, we're going back to basics because we want the new viewers tuning in to get their questions answered. So, hi there, Dr. Kohli. If we freeze, just bear with us. The internet signal's in and out, but we want to just get to you right away. Let's start with online shopping and deliveries. A lot of us have turned to stores like Amazon to get necessities, but now we are hearing that at least 9 Amazon factories have workers who have tested positive for COVID-19. Is it safe to order things online?
Yeah, so really important question, and a study just came out last week that told us that the coronavirus can live on cardboard for up to 24 hours. So now more than ever, especially because the workers have tested positive, we need to be careful about our packages. So what I've been doing is actually opening my packages in the garage and then coming inside and washing my hands, or leaving the package in the garage for a couple of days, because like I said, it's 24 hours that it lasts on the surface. But anytime you touch anything that's coming into your home, just make sure you wipe it down and you wash your hands after, because that could certainly bring the virus into your home.
Good to know.
All right, thanks, Doc. Obviously, in these times, we're seeing restaurants close, and honestly, a lot of people do still want to support them, and a lot of restaurants are still open for takeout. So tell us about takeout and food to go. Is it safe?
Yeah, so I have some good news for you guys. We haven't found a single case of coronavirus that's been transmitted through food. Yes. But having said that, there is a theoretical risk, particularly if the person that's preparing your food goes to the bathroom and doesn't wash their hands or uses contaminated utensils, or the packaging that your food is being delivered in is contaminated. So the safest thing to do, here are just a few tips you can follow. The first is try to order cooked food rather than things like sandwiches or salads, which can get contaminated more easily. As soon as you get the food, put it in the microwave, warm it up real hot so that it heats up, making the chance of contamination lower. And then throw out all that packaging and wash your hands really well afterwards. And then be careful when you're paying for your food, because remember that social distancing, and that's the time that sometimes people can get exposed.
That is a brilliant.
That's why I just take my food and run. I don't pay. Just try and be safe. You know, I'm trying to look at
take it and run.
Wow, you just admitted a big thing here. I love how Al calls you Doc, so I'm going to do that too. Hey, Doc, what about, this is big, religious services? I'm talking church, synagogues, mosques. A lot of places of worship are still open in states that have not been hit as hard. Should people still be worshiping in public? I saw a drive-through confessional where a priest had like a mask on and was doing it in your car for social distancing.
Yeah, religion is so important to our lives and to giving us hope and happiness, but I have to emphasize this is not the time for in-person services. In fact, even drive-through services make me a little nervous. Okay. So what I would recommend, and what a lot of priests in Italy are doing, are actually virtual services. And those are great because you can get on Microsoft Teams and interact with the other members of your congregation and with your priest. And, so try and see if you can start a movement at your local church or mosque or temple to really try to do this online, because that is the safest thing to do right now.
Smart.
Yeah, I take what the doc told me, almost 2 weeks ago. She was just like, when I was asking her questions about jogging, and it's just like, when in doubt, do nothing. Yeah. So just kind of try and just try and stay at home if you can. Let's get to our viewer comments really quickly. Enough from me. Sean says, what are your thoughts on 50-50 custody visitation? Should we exchange our child or keep her at one parent's house until this plays out? Great question.
Brilliant question.
Yeah, so Sean, it's important for your child's mental health to have, the similar routine that they're used to. So as long as you and your, partner are practicing the social distancing that we talked about, making sure that you're not exposed and making sure that your child is not exposed, it's perfectly safe to have your child go back and forth, but just both parties have to really be on board with the social distancing and being extra careful, because your child could certainly be carrying from one home to the other or themselves get exposed if you're not careful.
That's a good one. Anne has a question about grocery shopping. She writes, my city's on lockdown. However, I have to make a grocery store a run. How can I make sure I'm being as safe as possible while going to the store?
So what I do, Anna, is I go real early in the morning because the shelves are most likely to be stocked and there's the fewest number of people. The first thing I do is wipe the cart down really well. And then when I'm shopping, I make sure to maintain at least 2 carts distance between me and everybody else. And this is particularly important when you're checking out, because that's when people start congregating and standing in close lines together. Then I load up my car and I sanitize my hands right after I do that. And then when I bring my groceries home, I throw away the packages right away. I wipe down the plastic containers, like the milk containers or eggs or whatever you might be bringing in, and I wash the produce with soap and water.
Wow, this is all fantastic information, and you've helped many people. I'm getting a lot of tweets about you, more so than about you than me. Thanks a lot.
All right, this is our last appearance. Can't happen. It's got to be about Al.
Thank you, Dr. Kohli. And remember, guys, Dr. Kohli returns tomorrow. So if you do have a question about coronavirus you want answered by the doctor, write into us on social media. You can also email info@dailyblastlive.com. And if you want more information about just the virus, go to cdc.gov or the World Health Organization's website. And like we always say, and the doc always reminds us, no panic, just prevention and precautions, smart thinking. We can do this together.